Hey there, I'm Chris Benetti, host of the Smart Author podcast. In this episode, I speak with Ben Bressington of Ask Alex AI, and we discussed how you as an author and business owner can utilize AI to build personas around your book, your business, and your offers. I think learning about AI in today's age is kind of crucial because it can really help you get leverage on everything that you're doing in business, in marketing, as an author, publisher. If you don't use AI in today's day and age, you're just going to be left behind. So if you're currently struggling to understand how you can utilize it for your business or your book, then this episode is going to be perfect for you. Basically going to help explain the whole situation that we're in right now with AI and the platforms and the tools available for you to utilize. Some of the main things we'll be covering today include the best uses for AI as an author, the ways that you shouldn't use AI as an author, and what your biggest opportunity is right now with AI. At the end of this episode, please make sure you check out our website so you can find all of the show notes and links mentioned in the episode with Ben. And if you enjoyed this episode, please make sure you hit that like button and subscribe so you're always the first to know when a new episode is released. Now, let's head over to this awesome interview. Hey, smart authors, welcome back to another episode today. I'm joined by Ben. Ben has an amazing platform called askalex.ai. Ben, how are you?
I'm fantastic. I'm excited.
So Ben is actually someone who is obviously has a platform around AI. He's also someone who specializes in helping people who are leaders and authors utilize AI for their business. I don't know much else beyond that. So I'm going to let Ben give himself some background here. And then we're going to dive into how you as a smart author can utilize AI for your business. So Ben, why don't you take it away and tell us a little bit of a quick story about how you got into the space and what led you here?
Yeah, so I've been in the self-help space, personal development space for the last 20 years. I was lucky enough to study law and criminology on the Gold Coast at Bond Uni, which was a lot of fun back in the day. I was lucky enough to fall into the world of e-commerce. Like I was flying back and forth to Hong Kong and China when I was 16, right? Finding products at trade shows, selling them on online back in the early 2000s, right? This is way before all the easy stuff now. And so I've always been around the self-help, personal development space. I fell in with working with a lot of the people behind the scenes in The Secret who are on that Secret movie, that type of stuff. So I got to learn like this world of internet marketing. And then I evolved in the world of what they call gamification, which is applying points, badges, and leaderboards to like motivate people and excite people. And I was doing that with books and pretty much all the products we'll publish in and that type of stuff. And I built out an AI platform that literally analyzes body language and helps people understand their sales conversations. Because I sucked at sales is really one of the reasons why I did it. I'm like, man, all these coaches and these trainers are saying things. But when I went back to my behavioral books and the studies from like NLP and body language and stuff like that, sales trainers were telling you to do the things opposite to body language. So I'm like, all right, well, let me go to the core of this. And I built this platform over 3 years. And we kept getting asked by a lot of our clients, hey, like, can your AI help us answer the questions that like our call center sales reps have in real time? And I'm like, all right, well, we'll build something. And then OpenAI came out and all this type of stuff, and it helped us accelerate our development because now we can effectively take anybody's content. So we can take your podcast, we can upload your podcast and literally train an AI using every one of your podcast recordings. So now people can interact and ask questions about episodes, about your podcast, about what you do. But now you've got a trained AI in your style. You can now then create the content, create the marketing. And we're starting to see a lot of podcasters, course creators, companies who publish content love the platform because one, your podcast can now be in 95 languages. You can create and automate all the marketing materials that you need to promote something because of that. But also this is where one of the biggest places authors struggle, right? Like they've written the book. They're like, yes, my book's here. They put it up on Amazon and they're like, nothing's happening. Like I've been a victim of that myself, right? 5 books I've published. I've got 3 more that I've literally got to go publish, right? But the reality is it's like, then what? How do you sell the book? Does that make sense?
Yeah. dude. And that's usually what I do as a service, because I have a lot of clients who are like, cool, let's go. And then they've got, they sell 100 books in their lifetime. They're like, so I totally get it, man. And I love what you're doing. I think it's really awesome. Regarding AI, like, do you think what would you say would the biggest opportunity for authors to utilize it? Would it be from the perspective of, hey, take the content that I've already written and help me utilize it to sell what I've, published? Or would you say it's beneficial to use in the writing process? What are your thoughts?
It's twofold. Like, yes, you can use it in the writing process, but that's a whole other tool set and framing, right? So the thing is I believe the biggest opportunity is like OpenAI in itself wasn't created to be your voice. It wasn't created to be, if you're publishing a book, like here's one of my books right here, right? So like this book has a specific thought process framework based on what I'm talking about. OpenAI is trained on, let's say, 1 million books. So there's things that conflict with my frame reference. And what's going on right now is people are using ChatGTP and asking about my book. And ChatGTP is giving a general answer because that's how it's trained. And as a result, people are like, well, I don't believe that. That's not exactly what I want. And then they're like, well, I don't want to buy the book because the summary it gave was incorrect. ChatGTP, OpenAI, hasn't read the entire manuscript. It could be working off literally an Amazon product description, and it's extrapolated and what they call in the world of AI, hallucinated, which means made up an answer. So if I'm an author, I have to be asking myself, I now need an internet or a marketing strategy, an online strategy, but I also now need an AI strategy. And it means I need to create an AI that creates engagement for my customers. And that's one of the big things we do for people. And it becomes the starting tool for an AI that's designed in their voice, their frame. Like where we want to take this is literally the ability to be able to have your AI write your blog posts, write articles, write promotion pieces, write email sequences, but also then convert it into audio and video, but also do that in 95 languages. So literally imagine you upload your book, like I upload this book to the Ask Alex platform, and I can hit one button and it's going to write me 30 days of social media posts. Hit another button and it's literally then going to create me images that go with those posts, but then create stories. So the thing is like actually have the voiceovers for those posts. Have videos of those posts. So now you're actually like starting to maximize content distribution, create videos for you posting on YouTube and TikTok and everywhere you want to post videos. Does that make sense?
Yeah, right. Far out.
So I believe on the author front, authors really need to be thinking about how is the AI creating engagement? Because one of the big things I see with books sales is that people have questions. Your sales page doesn't answer every question.
Yep.
If you've written a marketing book, I may simply have a question. Will this work for a new business? Will this work for a plumber? Will this work for a doctor, a lawyer, whatever? Like business is business, but everyone thinks they're unique, right? You experience it the same, right? I got a romance book. I've got a how-to dummies book. I've got whatever it is. Right. So the thing is they still have to create content. I'm surprised how much authors struggle with the marketing or the sales of their story and being able to tell 100 different stories that create engagement.
So what would you say, like if someone didn't have a book yet, would you say there's a bare minimum that they need in terms of content to utilize the Ask Alex platform?
There's a bare minimum of just preloading it with either some audio or video. So we're working with a lot of authors, and maybe they've got a whole lot of research. So research papers, like we were just talking to someone who had like over 150 research papers they referenced in their book. Mm-hmm. So we literally uploaded that content. Some people have got audios or videos, or maybe they've got 10 Zoom interviews with clients or conversations, or maybe they recorded a seminar series, right? Like, and they're kind of working from that seminar series or some client coaching and turning that into a book. That becomes a frame to start training material. And I say it's never too early to start building your audience, building your engagement. Can I share a few examples of how we go about doing that? Is that all right? Or you want me to hold back the good stuff?
No, definitely hold the good stuff.
So,
no, I'm just joking.
Yeah. So like with social media posts, for example, a lot of people just are going, buy my book, buy my book, buy my book, right? Noise. Right? Like, and let's be honest, no one gives a crap. No one gives a damn about the buy my book because it's created no connection to them. So one of the things you can do with ChatGTP is you can use different tonalities. And a lot of people use the default writing style, which is kind of like just generic vanilla, right? Which is okay, but like it's not a pattern interrupt. Using humor or using the cynical or the satire style approach. So like 3 reasons why you don't want to read this book, right? And like publishing one of those every single day, or 10 reasons why you don't want to be a better lover in bed if your book is about being a better lover, like the stories you can tell, right? You can use that satire to use that as an attention getter. And then you can actually ask it to do things like, hey, turn these 10 reasons into a short Instagram story. So now you're using the satirical style story to captivate attention, and people will stop and engage.
Yeah.
Because it's not vanilla, and it's not buy my book. Like people have hooked in, they're reading the post, they're listening to the video, whatever it is, right? And then at the end of it, you want more of this cool stuff? Here's the link to Amazon, right? Like you've got them hooked, right? So it's all about, I think authors and a lot of business owners really misunderstand. If you can't captivate focus and lead that focus somewhere, it doesn't matter how awesome your book is. It really does not matter.
Yeah, seriously, because you won't get the attention for anyone seeing your book. It's like it'll get lost in the ethers because there's thousands, if not tens of thousands, if not more, of books being published every single day. At this stage, like it's ridiculous.
Well, it's only now getting worse, right? ChatGTP, there's one prompt, write my book. And literally you could write a new book on a new topic every 15 minutes. I'm talking a 250-page book every 15 minutes.
Yeah. And there's people doing it as well.
Oh, lots and lots of people doing it. And people are getting away with 20-page short stories, and that's what they're publishing as their book and all this type of stuff. Like, so the problem that authors are going to have is the technology is like equipping it in a whole new way. Does that make sense? And it's going to create more noise. What it's also allowing us to do is it's actually making it easier to stand out and be a little bit different.
If someone is more comfortable, let's say recording videos and, even just doing audio stuff as a form of content versus actually writing a book, would it be beneficial for them to go out of their way to, let's say, make an hour's worth of content to upload to Ask Alex to then be able to have stuff so that they don't have to think about writing posts, they don't have to think about creating that written content elsewhere?
100%. You're 100% right with that. Yeah. So, and the thing is remember, 2 hours of speaking is literally a 250-page book because, so somewhere between 1 hour and 2 hours of speaking. Like I used to do book publishing in a weekend for people. People would literally fly into a hotel conference room. They didn't know what their book was going to be about. They know they wanted to be an author, and literally we would have their book ready for publishing by the end of the Sunday afternoon. And how we did that was interview them, create the extraction, talk about their topics, and from that just transcribe and edit the book, right? So that's how a lot of books are written, and people miss that opportunity. So I think the whole thing of sitting there writing on a blank page is very romanticized as well. It's much easier to edit stuff. And if people are struggling, my tip to them would be start talking out some stuff, get it transcribed, and then you'll find how easy it is to edit it. And you'll be like, oh, that doesn't make sense. And what I meant to say here was this, and like get the ball rolling. But I'm sure this is something you've shared with your audience hundreds of times.
Yeah, sure. Okay, cool, man. So what do you think some bad ways to use AI are for this audience?
Creating content in bulk with no reference. So the context of who you're writing for. And I think one of the ways that a lot of people are doing is they're just creating content in bulk, because write a blog post, write a LinkedIn post, write an Instagram post, but it's not targeted to anyone specific. And so AI is a great tool for content creation or idea generation, but it's an even better tool when you frame it with write this for a single mother struggling with weight loss who wakes up depressed in the morning. Like the persona you load in for the content creation is just important as the prompt instruction. And to be honest, if people are struggling with their prompts, I literally give away a book which has got over 1,000 AI prompts you can use for your content writer. So it's all about stimulating. People can reach out to you and claim that benefit if they want it. I'm sure we'll share it somewhere for them. But literally, it's not the prompting. It's like, how do I interact with that AI? And how do I just not create more spam and noise? Because I think authors need to really understand, if you have really one powerful story and message that resonates with your audience and that allows you to move the needle, that's way more important than having 1,000 noisy posts that no one's listening to. And it's easy to pump out meaningless content. And I think there's a whole lot of companies right now that are working on detecting AI-based content. So imagine if all the posts you created that were just noise, literally got slapped and disappeared tomorrow. And then your account got penalized because you're a noise machine.
Yeah. And I think devalues the platforms. So like you'll see Facebook from a social perspective, even just people posting statuses, like you'll start to get, the algorithm will start to engage you. So you won't see anyone commenting. You won't see, like no one will like your stuff. You'll get flagged right away.
Well, and that's something really, really important. It's funny how many people aren't writing posts for the platform. Facebook requires comments. Like likes are great, but they want comment engagement. They want comment stimulation because they want people on the platform. So people are writing all these posts where there's no comment. There's nothing to debate about. Like create a post where it's 3 myths of topic, 3 true or false statements and getting people to mark below. What are you, true or false, right? Create engagement around the content of your book and you'll sell more books. It's not rocket science. And then the platforms reward you when your posts can go viral. But if you're just writing, I'm amazed how many people just publish Facebook posts, for example, and it's the cover of their book. It's just like it's got the image and it says Amazon, buy my book on Amazon. And like, that's the post that they post. Oh yeah, I'm posting 3 times a day. I'm like, that's ain't a post, my friend. That's spam.
People are just going to see that and be like, yeah, like I'll just keep scrolling.
And here's the thing that a lot of people don't understand. If I scroll and if I keep scrolling over your posts, the platform will deprioritize your posts in general. So if you don't understand how these platforms work, it's easy to get gamed by those platforms because it's like every single one of your posts will go to less and less people. Like you can have 5,000 friends, but literally your mum is the only person who sees your posts. Like so who cares you got 5,000 friends?
Yeah. Yeah. So it's like the people teaching that stuff really need to get better at explaining that more friends doesn't equal more engagement.
Yeah. Well, and one of the things we saw the other day is, and people may not have been paying attention, the Twitter source code was exposed and released, right? They say it was a mistake and what have you. But a lot of people did a deep dive into how the algorithm is recommending and reviewing and sharing tweets. And there was a complex algorithm that was designed to give you in the back end points for the number of retweets, the number of likes, the number of threads you created, and the number of people who had lists who started commenting and liking on stuff. So as you got more people with more clout to actually comment or engage or share, like you got rewarded and then that clout got transferred. It would be completely ignorant to believe that the other platforms haven't created something similar, if not the same.
Yeah.
So if you aren't designing your posts to captivate engagement, you would almost be better off doing no posts at all. And this is one of the challenges with people.
Yeah. The lack of engagement will ultimately lead to you getting penalized as well here.
Yeah. And here's a secret. When you send emails that are promoting your stuff to people, send them so a way that people can reply. Like, gone are the days of sending from a no reply email address, right? Some people still do that. Like, make sure it always goes to help and it always gets a response somehow. Like, write an email for people to reply to that email, because by doing so, your email marketing is rewarded and then they think your emails are actually more valuable. So therefore, you'll have a higher deliverability rate. Like, this engagement philosophy applies to every platform.
100%, man. And we'll share that prompt guide in the description here as well, so that everyone has access to that. Ben, I would love is there anything else that you want to talk about regarding Ask Alex? Because I think this is a platform everyone needs to try. And I'm going to go, it's a simple Chrome browser from what I can see. And so I'm going to go download it and start utilizing it today. But I'd love for you to give any other thoughts or feedback to that platform.
Yeah, so the URL for it's askalex.ai.com. Askalexai.com is the URL for the platform. And we just got started on our initiative and we're really creating some amazing stuff right now. Like we're working with several publishers who literally want a turnkey 90-day book marketing campaign that they can roll out every 90 days for every one of the books in their publishing ethos. And that's huge because this is where most authors struggle. It's like, hey, I don't have time to create the videos for TikTok. So literally, we're going to write the script for TikTok that they can give to someone. Eventually, our goal within the next few months is literally create the videos for TikTok for you using AI and literally be able to publish them and stuff like this. So we want to become your book's AI assistant. One of the best things you can do when you're publishing your book, for example, is put the QR code we provide you on the back of the books. And so if people have questions, they can literally be looking at the book somewhere or handing away if you're giving it away for promotion or marketing for your business, and they can schedule an appointment with you directly off the QR code off the back of the book. Like there's little things that people miss. Having the bonus resources, like allowing people to ask questions and creating this book assistant that allows people to interact is really, really powerful. And this assistant's going to, if you start to create courses and you're selling courses, we can actually take your course content and create an AI assistant for that as well. So now you can almost offer an AI coach that goes with your courses, which helps support, helps communication. We're seeing a lot of people capitalize on language because you may have a market who speaks an Asian language, or you may have a pocket of people who are speaking Hindi in India or what have you, right? So the thing is now you can actually start having all this content, your book actually published into multiple languages, but also your marketing material could now be created in multiple languages.
Yeah.
So talk about the compounding effect of that is quite significant.
Yeah.
And I'd really mention to a lot of people that internationalization, translation of your content is a very, very powerful way to capture a new audience. One of the things we're actually working on right now is we need about 10 minutes of audio. So within 10 minutes of your audio, you speaking, we can actually create a voice clone. And from a voice clone, we could actually read your book.
Very cool.
So imagine that. You upload your book to Ask Alex, and then within an hour, you can hit play and download, and now you've got an audio version of your book in your voice.
Wow. I've actually heard other people doing this, right? And
there's a lot of people out there doing it.
The big feedback is it doesn't actually pick up different nationality accents very well. So like how does your platform work for like Australian accents as an example?
Well, Australian accents are actually one of the default accents that are built into the platform. And like Siri has literally got an Australian accent. So it's built off all the Google Voice stuff where there is a lot of accents. And to be honest, that stuff is getting better at a ridiculously fast rate. Yep. So like they sucked a year ago. Now they're actually much better. Like we're actually doing an integration with a video partner right now, and they do is 10 minutes of video from you allows us to create a video replica clone of you.
Wow. So
you could actually have a video of you reading your book, but you never read your book. It's literally all AI, and the video is actually the lip movement. And there's it's 98% there, but it's a hell of a lot better than nothing. Because if you had a video file like that could be published on YouTube, could be published on all the sites, could be cut into 15-minute segments, and then your book is getting read in 15-minute segments on TikTok, so what? It's audience exposure, it's engagement. There's so many ways you can use that, particularly if all you did was click a button. So the future is amazingly bright for authors if they start to capitalize on these technologies, because it's no longer I can't not use these tools. You're going to have to be expected to use these tools well. And therefore, you've got to choose your battle.
Yeah, otherwise you'll just be left behind. There'll be other people who do utilize them, and then you'll be stuck with your hands in your pocket saying, I didn't learn that just because of naivety or whatever it was, and you'll just be left in the dust.
Well, there's nothing worse than being that author. I hear it all the time when we talk to authors. Oh, their book sucks. Mine's way better. There's nothing, blah, blah, blah. You've got this poor me type story, this victim type story. I'm like, yeah, but they were willing to spend the few $100s, a few $1,000s on marketing and promoting. I'm amazed how many people don't want to spend $1 on marketing and promoting their book, yet they paid somebody $35,000 to ghostwrite their book. I'm like, so where's the $35,000 marketing budget for the next few months? Because I almost tell people that the writing the book is actually the easier part.
It is. I mean, it's the short
but maybe
part for sure.
Maybe you disagree with that. I don't know.
I'm a marketer, dude. I get it. Literally, my business is we will do paid ads and funnels for authors, right? So I get it, and the marketing budget thing is a big hurdle.
Yeah, well, and like, let's be honest, Amazon is not your marketing budget or your distribution channel. It could be one of them, but that's one platform. There's many platforms for distribution, and we're about to do something really, really cool. I haven't actually told anyone else about this, so this is going to be a first. We're actually going to be, there's like the top 1,000 books we're getting access to. And literally we're doing instant summarization of every single one of those books, and we're turning all of those books into our Ask Alex. So literally the top 1,000 books we're going to have. And so authors, we're actually building a platform that authors are actually going to be able to upload their books to, and we will actually help get them traffic because we're going to start getting exposure. Some of these books, they get daily engagement of tens of thousands of people to the platform. So like, we're going to be able to bring traffic in because we're literally creating like the cliff notes and interactive options for some of the most popular books in the world,
wow,
which is a huge opportunity.
Yeah.
Huge opportunity.
Yeah. And I've seen like a lot of those summary services, but it's all like manual labor up until this point, right? It's like someone read the book and then they have to write notes about it, and they have to like read a 10-minute summary or whatever. And it's just like that takes several people weeks of work.
Well, we can do it now in 15 minutes, and literally then you can come to the book, you can come to the page, the landing page that we create for that book, and go, hey, how would you apply this book to a plumber? And give me the bullet point list of it, and it'll literally tell you. Or you can ask questions of, hey, what's the one marketing secret I need to implement the next 3 days? And like, you can interact now with that book. So imagine if your books could come to life, and imagine how you could start to create engagement because you've got this tool that facilitates that.
Love it. One last question before we wrap up here. So regarding the generation of content, can you upload like PDFs or manuscripts of the book to have it do that?
Yeah. So yeah, in our system, we've got audio files, video files. We've got a connection with Zapier. We're about to just publish. We've got a connection with Make. You can upload email copy. We've got clients who are uploading support tickets. You got Word docs, PowerPoint slides, Scrum files, like you name it. Like, people are going, hey, can we upload this? And if we don't have it, we work out how to convert it and allow it to be uploaded to the platform. So we're trying to make it as easy as possible, even to the point that you can just record a video and upload it on audio. And you can actually paste your website. So if you've written 50 blogs, for example, you can actually paste the URL to the blog post, and our system will literally go crawl your website and pull your blog post automatically. So you can just kind of keep posting your links. And one of the really cool things we've created in the platform is we want to ingest all of that information. So every time you make a new post, you just kind of share that post into the system. Like, you share the video into the system, and as a result, you've now just retrained it on your latest podcast or your latest. I was talking to one guy the other day, and he literally does 3 free webinars every single week, and has been doing it for like 3 years, 4 years, like something crazy. Like, I'm like, man, what do you do with all that content? He goes, nothing. It just sits on my Zoom account. I'm like, why? Like, does it suck that like you're not reusing that? Like, and I'm like, damn, man, like that every week, that's a new book. He could be publishing a book every week.
Oh, man. Well, if you don't know, you don't know, right?
You laugh, but that's a common occurrence, right? Yeah. This is not a new occurrence.
So here's my thoughts. I've got a software company as well. And I'm like, we could literally upload all of the tutorials in here and have a Q&A about anything, really.
Yes, 100%.
I think the potential here is limitless. And Ben, I would like to thank you for creating such an awesome platform and being a guest of the show.
Hey, my pleasure. Thanks for taking a few minutes, man.
And just to confirm, it's askalex.com, AI.com.
Yeah, askalexai.com is the new URL that we got for it. And it goes to a funny looking page right now, but there's so much stuff going on right now. We're dealing with companies internationally. We've got huge, like the largest company we're in talks with right now does about $48 billion a year.
Wow.
And like, there's a lot going on. So like, there's a huge amount of stuff that's going to happen to this platform. Very, very
cool, man. And so I just like, because if someone Googles Ask Alex, I know the .ai website comes up. That's not you.
No.
Okay, cool.
No, so askalexai.com.
Cool. All right.
So it's the one that's powered by Behavior Sales.
Awesome. All right. Well, that will be in the show notes anyway. And Ben, thanks again for coming onto the show.
My pleasure.
All right. Damn, what an awesome episode. If you enjoyed it, please consider subscribing on your podcast platform of choice so you get notified every single time a new episode releases. And if you're struggling with your book sales, head over to smartauthormedia.com/audit to get a free audit of your book sales, to see where we can help you bridge the gap between not many sales to a lot of sales. It's a free resource call that we have together where I give you some clear action steps that you can take to take your stuff from broken to selling. I'll see you over there. Thanks again for listening.